Hello students, and welcome to your final week of packet review. Okay students, so right now we're looking at page 19 and page 20 of the packet. On these two pages we'll just be practicing our multiplication and division facts. So let's look at page 19 first, using a multiplication table. If we look first at number 1, it says 5 times 7 equals blank. We're going to be using the table to figure out that fact. So let's first start with 5. I'll find the bolded 5 and I'll slide my finger over and oh, too far. Let me erase that really quick. We'll do it again. I'll find the 5 and I'll slide my finger over. Again, too far. I'll try that again. I'll find 5 and I'll slide my finger over until I get to the 35. So I did it backwards, but I'll slide my finger over till I get here, and when I look up, it's in line with the 7. So I find the bolded 5 and I find the bolded 7 and I slide my finger up and down until they meet, and they meet at the number 35. So 5 times 7 equals 35. Now I can use the same thing for division, so I'm going to erase my highlights over here and we will practice using division. So for this one it says 32 divided by 8. So I know that I'm going to be looking in the column with the bolded 8. So I'll find the bolded 8 right here, or I could choose the one up here, and I'll slide my finger over until I get to 32. I stop at 32 because it's saying 32 divided by 8. So I see I'm in the column with the bolded 8, I slide my finger over till the 32, and then I'm just going to look straight up. When I look up, I get to the bolded number 4. So 32 divided by 8 equals 4. So that's a way you can use the table with multiplication and division. Let me erase my highlights and we'll do one more practice. Let's take a look at this one right here, where the missing number is in the middle of the equation. 54 divided by blank equals 6. So I know I have to start with one of the bolded numbers, and I can't start with 54 because there is no bolded 54. So I'm going to look for a bolded number 6. And I will find it right here, and I'm going to slide my finger over until I get to the number 54. So I'm starting with 6 and sliding my finger over. Oops, I went too far again. Until I see 54, and when I do that I see 54 right here. Slide my finger over to 54, and then I know once I get to 54, I look straight up and I get to the bolded number 9. So 54 divided by 9 equals 6. And that is the way to use our multiplication table. So you can go ahead and complete the rest of this page using the multiplication table. Next, we'll look over at page 20. Which is talking about understanding patterns. First one is just subtraction. We're going to understand the patterns. We're just going to simply subtract 10 minus 1. We know that easy. 10 minus 1, 10 take away 1 is 9. And right underneath it, 100 take away 1 is 99. We're going to go through and complete the rest of this on your own. You can use subtraction. Remember, if you need to think about your place value chart and draw out your numbers in your hundreds, your tens, and your ones, if you need to use that to subtract, go ahead and do it. Remember that if you're putting 100 or 200 into the chart, this is your ones, this is your tens, this is your hundreds, and then if you're minusing 200 minus 1, it would be over here. You're going to have to unbundle. There's nothing here, there's nothing here. You have to go over to the hundreds, the hundred becomes a 1, this becomes a 10, but you still don't have to have enough to unbundle here. You'd cross out that 10 becomes a 9, and this becomes a 10. Now you're ready to subtract. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus nothing is 9. And 1 minus nothing is 1. So 100 minus 1 is 199. You can also just count backwards one time. This next part of this page is just multiplying. So you're multiplying 2 times 10, 3 times 10, 4 times 10. If you need help with that, you can look back at that multiplication table on the previous page. And then finally, number 3 says describe the patterns that you notice in the problems you just solved. So I want you to go ahead and look at all of your answers and see what patterns you notice. What similarities do you notice? Okay, students, on these next 2 pages, the last 2 pages of the packet, we're going to be working with multiplication and division using word problems. So this page right here says solving problems about equal groups. So when we look at number 1, let's go ahead and read it. Remember, we're going to read each problem twice. Number 1 says, Heather has 18 photographs of rockets. She wants to hang them on 3 different walls in her room. Each wall will have the same number of photographs. How many photographs will she hang on each wall? So we'll think about that for a second. Think about what we might have to do. Think about a strategy that we might use to solve. And then we'll read it again. Heather has 18 photographs of rockets. She wants to hang them on 3 different walls in her room. Each wall will have the same number of photographs. How many photographs will hang on each wall? Okay, so now I'm going to underline some of the important parts. So we know that Heather has a total of 18 photographs of rockets, and she wants to hang them on 3 different walls. Now something else that's very important is that each wall has the same number of photographs. So it looks like I'm going to be taking my total of 18 photographs and splitting them up evenly across 3 different walls. So to solve this problem, I'm going to make 3 different groups. And I'm going to put 1 photograph or 1 tally mark in each group until I get all the way up to 18, like dealing cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, now I'm going to stop at 18 because 18 was my total, and I'm going to count up how many I have in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 in each groups. So that means I can split 18 equally among 3 walls, and there will be 6 in each group. So the answer is there will be 6 photographs on each wall. We'll do one more on this page, and then you're going to take the same steps to solve the rest on your own. Let's start with, we'll do number 4. It says, Jasmine reads for 10 minutes each night. If she reads for 5 nights, how many minutes will she read in all? So we think again about a strategy we might use, think about what the problem's asking us to do, and then we'll solve. Again, it says Jasmine reads for 10 minutes each night. If she reads for 5 nights, how many minutes will she read in all? We want to know the total number of minutes she'll read. Let's underline the important pieces of information. Jasmine reads for 10 minutes each night, and she reads for 5 nights. How many minutes will she read in all? So when I think about this, I'm going to draw a picture. I know that she'll be reading for 5 nights, so I'm going to draw 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I know that she reads for 10 minutes each night, so I'm going to write the number 10 in each of my groups that are representing nights. 10 minutes the second night, 10 minutes the third night, 10 minutes the fourth night, and 10 minutes on the fifth night. I want to know the total number of minutes she reads. So what I have to do is add up all of these 10s, or I can skip count by 10s. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Jasmine reads for 50 minutes total. And if you want to challenge yourself a little further, you can write that in a number sentence. What we just did was 10 times 5 equals 50. Ooh. All right, so you're going to go ahead and complete numbers 2, 3, 5, and 6 on your own. And then on number 7, choose one problem and describe the strategy you used to solve it. So you can say, I drew equal groups, I skip counted, I used multiplication, I used division. Whatever strategy you used, I want you to write about it for number 7. Okay, so on this page, we're going to continue using multiplication and division to solve word problems. This one specifically is talking about solving problems about arrays. So remember, an array is a strategy that you can use to solve multiplication problems and division problems. But remember, if you're not feeling arrays and you want to try a different strategy, that's okay. So we'll take a look at number 1. It says, a parking lot has 6 rows of parking spaces. There are 5 spaces in each row. How many parking spaces are in the lot? So I'll read it one more time. A parking lot has 6 rows of parking spaces. There are 5 spaces in each row. How many parking spaces are in the lot? I'm going to go ahead and underline the important parts. A parking lot has 6 rows of parking spaces, and there are 5 spaces in each row. How many are in the lot altogether? So I can draw an array, and I'm going to draw an array using lines instead of X's. I know that there are 6 rows and 5 in each row, so I'll go ahead and draw that array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's one row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. Now I know there's 5 in each row, so I can go ahead and skip count. This first row is 5. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. I'll just put a yellow mark next to it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. When I count up all those tally marks, there are 30 parking spaces total. Next, we'll look at number 3. Number 3 says there are 24 dancers. The teacher has them stand in 3 equal rows. How many dancers are in each row? I'll read it one more time. There are 24 dancers. The teacher has them stand in 3 equal rows. How many dancers are in each row? So for this one, we know the total number of dancers is 24, and we know that they are split equally among 3 rows. So we can draw groups and make tally marks dealing the cards until we get to 24. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 3 groups. And I'm going to put 1 tally mark in each circle until I get to 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And I'm going to stop there because I've gotten to my total of 24 dancers. Now I'll go ahead and count up how many blue tally marks are in each circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 tallies in each row, which tells me that there are 8 dancers in each row. Go ahead and solve the rest of the word problems on this page on your own. Remember, you can use arrays, you can use equal groups, you can skip count, use whatever strategy works for you. Good luck!